You know how some pastry chefs refer to themselves as artists? Well, it turns out they really are scary talented.
Somewhere in Oakland, California, there's an artist who lives in his giant cake. Just kidding. Scott Hove owns Cakeland, where his installations of astonishing inedible cakes look like they may take a bite out of you.
When I first started doing the cakes, I was just trying to capture the archetype of a beautiful cake.
Most people say cake makes them happy, but here's an artist who challenges that notion and demonstrates how cake is not always a happy place.
I slowly started integrating the darker elements. That's the fine line I like to walk. Everybody's positive associations with the cakes and the soft, beautiful colors and the cherries. And then as they get closer to the work and they take a closer look, the anti-cake elements, I call it, the anti-cake sort of appears. I'm gonna do a 3-tiered cake that's wall hangable. It's gonna feature animal jaws.
Scott really plays with our expectations of what you think you might find in a cake and reveals some unsettling decorations.
We're gonna get a jaw set for the cake. I keep my jaw sets in the cabinet of atrocities.
Don't worry, they're fake. No vicious animals were harmed in the making of these cakes.
We got a bunch of canines, got a bunch of felines. That's a leopard. That's a bobcat. I think a mountain lion would be perfect. It's got a really soft pink gum. I think it'll work really nicely in the cake, which is gonna be blue color. I'm gonna take this polyurethane foam and draw out my hexagon. The polyurethane foam's easy to cut and easy to carve. We're gonna file it down, give it some curves. I'm gonna mix my paint out of house paint and a thickener so it resembles frosting. And let it dry with all its drips and drops and give it a sense of reality. I've already scooped out the inside and painted it black, so just glue it together and then it'll be ready for insertion of the jaw set. It's gonna get glued in right there. This is gonna get glued in right there. Looks good. And we're gonna go crazy with the frosting and cherries. Well, the tools are used for edible materials, and I just replace the edible materials with an acrylic medium. It ends up having the exact same working quality that a frosting would have. Once I start adding the decorative elements and the piping, all the imperfections are gonna disappear, and all you're gonna see is the beauty of the cake. People are gonna come in and they're gonna freak out.
Don't worry, these cakes can't hurt you. Just close your eyes and go back to your happy cake place.
The cake really feeds the viewer. It's just that dose of the harder reality that I sprinkle in the top. That really gives people the experience that they won't forget. Because up until then, it's just cake.